Here comes Lana.
Happy Sunday, happy Wednesday. You guys excited to see our new episode tonight?
Yes!
Hi, Larry. Larry, our biggest fan. I'm sorry, what's my favorite name? Animal. Oh, Animal. I know my dog. You know, I always have a hard time with favorites because I don't like to pick. I like so many things. But I would say horses are one. A lot of people think elephants are. I love elephants, but I love to ride horses. So I would say they're one of my favorite animals. Although dogs are awesome and they get to live with us. So, and I love my mom.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And my question is, if you ever have read fan fictions or watched fan videos?
I do. I see a lot of it. I've seen a lot of the fan fiction. It's very interesting.
Have you read some?
Some of it. I love it. I love to hear other people's stories. I love to hear, you know, what they take from our show, and they're inspired by our characters to write their own story. I think it's all creation is to be applauded, and I'm all for it. I'm all for fan art and fan fiction, and if you have any today, I'll take it. So, yeah, keep creating.
C2, C23.
Hi. So I just want to say you're phenomenal. I was wondering one of my favorite scenes to do, and it is in the episode Shattered Sight. And I was wondering, what is your favorite?
When I turn into the evil bleeding sword bro?
Yeah. I was wondering what's your favorite scene to play.
Overall or in that episode?
Overall.
Well, I'm going to pitch tonight's episode because there's a scene that was just so heartbreaking and beautiful. And I don't think I've cried so hard. And you guys, I mean, you all know if I cry. But Regina cries often. Okay, you're the next question because you're just so cute. And then I can't say, but 1 second, but you're next. I would say there's a scene tonight. I think some of you know that Regina reunites with her father.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because there's been some talk about it. That's okay, I'm not spoiling anything. Or am I? I'm not. Okay, I'm not spoiling it. Now it is. Anyway, there's a scene between them, and if you can recall, the last time we saw them together was when Regina ripped his heart out and killed him. So you can imagine what this reunion is going to be like. I know I can't talk about it, so let's move on to the next question. Yes.
Hi, Lana.
Hi.
What's your favorite scene with your sister?
What's my favorite scene with my sister?
Yeah.
The Wicked Witch?
Yeah.
There's so many. I would say one of my favorite scenes was probably one of the first scenes because Rebecca and I had never worked together, and it was really interesting. There's this awesome, beautiful Wicked Witch who's like stepped into my realm and trying to take over my castle, and so there was stole my clothes, and there was something so fresh and fun about that, working together for the first time. People always ask, what's your favorite episode? What's your favorite season? And I would say probably the pilot, the first episode, season 1, because it was all so fresh and so new, and you're getting to know one another, you're creating for the first time. So that's, if anyone had that question, I just answered it. But I would say probably the first time I ever got to work with Rebecca, and it only gets better.
I have a huge gay family, and I wanted to know if you guys are going to have any gay couple or stuff on the show, and when?
You know what? Keep watching. That's all I can say. I am not going to spoil it, but keep watching. It's a very dynamic. So this time I'm going to start right there, row 2, seat 4. Yes.
Sorry, I screamed out you're beautiful. You're stunning.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to know what your reaction was when you found out that Robin had Wicked Witch's baby. Like, what was your first reaction when you heard that? You were just like,
I was like, okay. Regina's never going to be happy. This is just, I was shocked, completely shocked. I thought it was an awesome twist. I think it's one of the best twists that we've had on the show. It's great because Rebecca is coming back, and we love her. But I was just like, first of all, how could you sleep with another woman so quickly? Okay? I'm like, what, did you just forget about me? So there was a little bit of that, you know, but I can't control the writing. They wrote it, so we got to act it. But there was a little bit of that somewhere in the subtext of my performance, I would say. You know, it's like, no. I thought I was your one of those. You know, so there was a little bit of that. But
Yeah. And I know you probably get this question a lot, but what's it like working with Jared?
I love him. You know, Jared and I have been so close, and we were together when we were both testing for the parts. And I remember seeing him, and I just looked at him and I said, "You're going to play my son." And I hadn't even gotten the part yet, but I was like, "You're going to play my son." I just knew. And we ended up working together, and I spent a lot of time with him. You know, his family would come and have sleepovers, and they would watch Lola and Lenny, and I didn't have family here, so they became my family. I'm a big family person, as you all know. So I really took him under my wing as if he were my own son, and we're very close.
That's awesome.
I miss those.
So do I. There are some coming up. We kind of split up the back half of the season. He's dealing with quite a bit in his own sort of story. And Regina is sort of been heroes to rescue Hook. So we have our own sort of mission. But yes, we have some stuff coming up. I don't want to spoil it. I didn't get to see it, but it's coming up, and it's towards the end of the season. You're welcome. I don't know why I didn't do this.
Finally, want to know if any of the legal team or Regina has personally rubbed off on you in your real
My
life.
personal life? I should be here to answer that question. Yes. How could it not, right? I mean, we are portraying these characters, but we are still feeling what they're going through. So, absolutely, her life, her journey has had a great impact on my life. Sometimes, you know, I learn from her, sometimes she learns from me. Her courage and bravery is something that I admire. Her will to keep fighting and trying to do the right thing is something I could relate to as well. And her deliciously evil side is, I think that's the Brooklyn girl in me. You know, it's the girl that doesn't take any shit from anyone. And that's me. And the temper, I think, probably comes from being half Puerto Rican and Sicilian. So, I'm hot-blooded. So that definitely.
Like, you've had some pretty phenomenal costumes, and I was wondering if you've had any crazy wardrobe malfunctions.
Have I had any? Maybe when one of my boobs falls out. Because I'm not as like, big as really. The queen has these great boobs. Every so often, those little chiclets move up a bit. But keeping those down, which is, you know, comical. I mean, it's funny. But there haven't been. I would say these costumes are like indestructible. I mean, they are so well made, and they feel like a glove. I mean, they have our measurements like, you know, nobody else does, and they are literally made to fit our bodies. So they fit like a glove. I would say sometimes 6-inch heels kind of get to me. The Queen's probably gotten shorter over the years. But there haven't been any malfunctions. No. Thank you. You're welcome.
And just as a side note to that, I have to say that Eduardo's costume work is so...
Here all day, but you can make it home for the 8 p.m. showing, right? Okay, so I just want to make sure. No, this is not Fidelity, the premiere. Thank you so much.